Okay, Sunday morning. It was raining during the night, but I think Mira's okay. I don't think this justifies scraping her, although I did bring the scraper. But they're both okay. Just going to... Oh, what's this? Okay, you can just see the stuffing on the rug. So, it's not too bad. I'm just going to fix Alaska's rug because it was hanging on this side. Like, not here, but like a little bit here. So, straight again. I'm going to let both my horses eat. And then Alaska will probably ask me for a pamper. I honestly feel like I'm feeling a bit ill. I mean, I feel like my voice is not my usual voice. And the sky isn't so great. I think it's still going to rain today, but even the news are already saying that the storm is passing, so thank God. We survived another storm! Ugh. Now this girl really has to go into rug desensitization boot camp, like hard, because I don't know if another storm is coming. I didn't think another storm would be coming. But yeah, the weather's changing here. Like, it's crazy because I cannot remember having storms like this when I was growing up. And like I said before, since after COVID hit, the weather is just been changing a lot. Alaska hasn't exactly been stable since 2016. On my family's stables we had like his little room and then he could just walk outside as much as he wanted to. So I feel like the opportunity to stand outside even when the weather is not so great really helped Alaska stay strong and handle bad weather, because he was not 100% shielded by human action. Mira, however, I wouldn't say that the problem with Mira is that she was stabled, but I would say that the problem is that she doesn't let me put the rug on. Because she did have a nice winter coat that I can clearly see she's losing. Because, well, summer is coming! Hello, spring! But even with a very thick winter coat, if it rains like a lot, then it doesn't really matter the fact that the coat is waterproof, because there is only so much that their coat can protect them from. So yeah, we really do have to work on the rug, but at the same time I already checked the weather. And it seems that when rain goes away, like fully, and wind, because Mira does hate to wind, and she gets very cranky in these days. But then we are going back to high temperatures, like in the 20 degrees Celsius zone, and I don't love it, because I feel like I do not have a moment where the weather is just cold enough for me to put a rug on her, but at the same time, dry and with no wind so that she doesn't get spooky or cranky. So nothing's ideal. And she's finished. She's gorgeous. Alaska's still eating. I love Alaska. I love Mira, but like, she's looking so good though. She's looking really good. Okay, Alaska isn't eating, so now it's pamper time. And we have Mira over there. I love how she normally stays close to him. Well, it's raining very lightly again, but I'm still brushing this guy. I already know where he likes to be brushed, so I kind of give him little scratches with the brush. But funny thing, Mira came behind me and she touched my right shoulder with her lips. And then she kind of got very close to us and she started walking behind Alaska, and he threatened to kick her. She still needs to learn a bit more about personal space, and that also includes respecting Alaska's personal space. but she's definitely much better and she's absolutely lovely. She's still a bit mouthy today, so that's a bit annoying, but it's normal for babies. I mean, it's one of my least favorite parts about having a baby, it's the mouthiness. Just going to check on her for a while. Going to bring the pacifier. I love you, please don't get mad at your sister. Like, Alaska won't protect me from her. We all know she's not aggressive. But at the same time... he's not exactly thrilled when Mira enters his personal space. But I feel like she just needs to de-stress a little. So I'm giving her the pacifier so that she can lick and bite. And oh no, not the phone, baby. And now it's my jacket. Like, the pacifier, please, just a pacifier. Well, I tried to get Mira to bite the pacifier and I tried to massage her a little bit, but she doesn't really let me touch her. And please don't do anything to your sister, Alaska. I was like, And then a man just drove by, and he was a man who just passed that way very slowly, and so he stopped the car and he was like, "Good morning, it's raining," and I was like, dude, I can see that. But Alaska, Jesus. But I was like, "Who are you?" And he was like, "Who are you?" And I was just giving him like the death stare. I cannot do the death stare on command, but he just drove away and I'm not sure what to do. Like, I want to call the police, but what will they do? A part of me wants to do some damage control by scraping Mira, but another part of me thinks that she will bite because you can see she's clearly uncomfortable. So it's just some very light rain. I'm going away and I hope Alaska will take her under a tree. Well, I came back home and it stopped raining shortly after. So I'm going back to the horses now because I'm feeling a little uneasy since that guy came. The horses will probably be alright, but the way he was like, "Oh, it's raining," I feel like he was about to ask me if I wanted a ride and do God knows what as soon as I got in the car. So I really think I'm gonna call the police. I don't think they will do a thing, but I feel better calling them because God knows what that guy may be up to. And I have a photo of the car where you can barely see the license plate, but he was a real creep. He was like 50 or 60. When I pulled out my phone to take a photo of him, I was on my frontal camera. So I got a photo of myself instead, but I still got a photo of the car. And he drove off as soon as I pulled out my phone, so it was just super sus. Alright, both horses look okay, so I'm just going to let myself in and call the police. Today is Sunday and an Easter holiday on top of it, so I'm not sure they will even answer the phone. I'm not sure they will even care, but I don't know, the man can be involved with sexual crimes or human trafficking, so I think it's best to call them, and if the man is indeed a criminal and they do nothing about it, then it's not on me. Okay, they didn't answer the phone, probably because it's an Easter holiday and it's a Sunday. Although, if the man is a wanted criminal, they would want the information as soon as possible. I'm not sure if he's a wanted criminal, but he is no saint for sure. I mean, he drove past me twice. At first he just slowed down. I literally saw him hit the brakes and the red lights kind of... And on the second time he drove past me and I was with my horses. I'm very protective with my horses. He was like, "Oh, it's raining." Like, what the hell, dude? Who the hell starts a conversation with, "Oh, it's raining"? Especially when you don't know someone. Like, that was just so out of the blue. Even if he didn't do anything yet, who's to say he won't? Well, I'm going to leave my babies here and I'm gonna head home. Mira is a bit further. I'm trying not to upset her too much because she's already a bit cranky, but I did love it so much when she kind of came in, she touched my jacket with her lips. It was really cute. But now I'm going to head home. I'm just going to leave my horses here. They're both kind of in the middle of the property, so it's not like he can touch them if he drives past again, although I think I was the target. But either way, Mira would attack anybody who came inside because she's in a bad mood. So I love you. I love you, Dragon Philly. And oh, who's driving you? Who's driving? Okay, I don't really know that person, but I've seen that car. I've seen that car and... oh, a little stretch. I've seen that car and doesn't seem like someone I should be wary of. So I'm just gonna head home. I trust my horses can fend for themselves. If it comes to that, you go and attack them, Dragon Philly. Alright, Sunday afternoon and Mira is blocking the sun for me. We had some rain throughout the day, especially right after lunch. It really rained like crazy right after lunch. Mira was still a bit nervous, a bit stressed. She was running around when I got here. And honestly, her trot is just so darn gorgeous. I really love to watch her trotting. I feel like we made it. I think we're still going to have some bad weather until Tuesday. At least that's what is being said. But regardless, I'm honestly so happy that we made it through the storm. It's truly amazing. I mean, Mira is not used to any of this and I am a drama queen. I'm always very worried about my babies. In the meantime, appreciate Mira scratching herself on that tree branch. Ugh. And this guy just... oh, forgot that I was not on my front camera. This guy just gave me a headbutt. Yes, that's right. He's protecting me from Dino Mira. I honestly love Alaska. I mean, she gets so cranky on these days in animal. And then she acts a bit like... she just doesn't act like her usual sweet self. So thank you, Alaska, for being my guard dog. You're the best, baby. Before this, I walked to Mira to pet her, and she was spinning her ears backwards and she was like in a biting position. And so I was like, no, I need to let you calm down first. And she will literally walk to me and start biting me when she's stressed like this. Oh, I gotta scratch him there because it looks like someone is itchy. Okay, so I'm just gonna take... I'm gonna put my pacifier on the ground. And what are you doing here? Because I want to take that strap off to scratch Alaska, but not while Mira is behind him because he can kick. Things can get ugly. Let me see if she will be kind to me now. Nope. Definitely not being kind. Like, girl! She really won't be kind to me. You guys, I'm scratching Alaska under the rug on that place where he scratched himself. And honestly, like so much hair is coming out. Like, it's looking like snow. That's why his name is Alaska, because he makes it snow. Monday morning, and it looks like we had some rain during the night, although it wasn't much. Also, I ran into the man who's going to help me with everything shelter related this morning. So he told me to pick a place for the shelter, and now I'm wondering, because I wanted to be on flat terrain, but at the same time we often use the big part to make some hay. We didn't this year, but we often do it. So maybe it's not the best idea to put it on the big part, but at the same time the horses prefer the big part to the small part. And I've seen that Mira gets relatively stressed on the small part. So I'm just wondering where it should be placed. I also think that using this wall could save us, like, not this specific wall, but the wall of this building could save us some materials. Because then at least we would have a wall, but at the same time, it's a solid wall. And this part here is not exactly super flat, so I don't think this is a good part to put the shelter. And the rest of the wall is equipped with some cattle stuff, so I don't think we can use the wall. but I'm just going to take a walk and see if I can feel inspired for a place for the shelter. This is definitely going to take some thought because I want them to have a shelter that they actually go and use, and I feel like that's the main problem when people have shelters. It's that you give them a shelter all worried and then the horse just doesn't use it. And that's a bummer because it costs money, takes time, takes effort, and then the horse is like, nah, I'm good. I normally find my horses around this area. They usually hide under these two trees. So I feel like this would be a great natural place for the shelter because it's where they normally come on their own. I feel like it could also be placed here. This is relatively flat, has some inclination here, but over there it's rather flat. This is right between the big part and the small part. Mira was running up. I'm not sure if she thinks that we are going to do some work because when I disappear up here, we usually do some work, like some groundwork or some pole work, and she comes on her own, and I think it's lovely. So I'm not sure if she was just confused and thought, oh, we're going to do some work, I'm going to get some treats, or if she just wanted to come up here, but at the same time, I absolutely love her. And on the small part, well, this is a very, very flat area, honestly. I absolutely love how flat this is. And look, someone's coming too. Someone's also choosing a place for the shelter. So I think somewhere around here would be good. Okay. She's a bit nervous. Well, I stopped recording to focus on Mira. Because when I am distracted, she can be a bit pushy because she knows I'm vulnerable. And she spoke at a guy and she ran off. She's right there now. I think it's kind of cute when she spoke like this. Okay, I'm low on battery because I forgot to charge my phone during the night. And this sled is not exactly for me. Oh. She's a bit nervous right now. So this is the kind of place where I don't want to work with her from. When she's stressed, since she's so young, I just try to let her handle her own emotions because I feel like she also lacks a lot on the emotional plane. So what I like to do when she's stressed and nervous is I just like to keep my distance and let her figure it out on her own. If she comes to me seeking safety, I will happily be her safe place, but I'm not running around after her. I'm just like, okay, figure it out. And she often runs to Alaska. She finds a lot of support in Alaska. The light! So I truly believe that having him here is absolutely major for her development. And yes, I'm holding her pacifier because when she came to me, I put my phone away and I picked up the pacifier, which is so sweet. This is her now, grazing. But yeah, those are my 3 pets. I'm not too inclined for the second place in the big part, close to the small one. So I don't know. I mean, she's often stressed in the small part, so I think that I am going to compromise her production and use that place next to those trees because I feel like that's the most natural thing for them. A shelter that we could move around would honestly be great too. Like really super great. And she's moving again. Okay. But I don't think that's a possibility. Anyway, hay can be bought. Enough money can buy you almost anything in this world, except for my horses. Hey, calma. Hey, calma. Okay. Well, I'm walking home now. I had to stop recording next to Mira because she was very nervous and she was running around nervously, and so it wasn't really safe for me to be focused on my cell phone and recording. So she's now close to Alaska and she got much calmer. She's still spooked, but she got much calmer when she got close to Alaska. He's honestly such a godsend, like seriously. If you want to give your retired horse a job, they can have a babysitting job. Like, horses don't need to have a job. They can just live a good life when they are retired. But at the same time, I think Alaska is really enjoying being Mita's big brother. It's a role that really suits him because he's honestly a wonderful horse. He was terrible when I first got him, like absolutely terrible. And he's a horse who's been through a lot. So although Mita is very curious and she wants to go and see everybody, Alaska is more careful and more cautious. And if he senses that someone is not a good person, he's the kind of horse who just makes sure to stay away from that person, and he can't take Mita away. So I really love the fact that Alaska is there with her. She's also slowly going back to her teddy bear self. I mean, I feel like if you go and rewatch the video, at least the very first moments of the video, you can see that she is so different when the weather is good. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see what we do about the shelter situation, and of course please don't forget to like the video for the sake of everybody staying alive, because that's really what matters the most. And I feel like horses can be so deadly sometimes, but it's like most people, especially non-equestrians, don't really realize that. I even had to tell someone yesterday not to try and pet Mita because she bites. And it's not like I have a problem with her biting other people, but they can instigate that behavior in her and she can become more bitey because of that. Anyway, I will see you on the next one. Bye guys.